What is going on, everyone? The one and only is back, and today we're doing something absolutely irresponsible, financially speaking. Because on my wrist right now is an Apple Watch band that costs $999. Yeah, one band. Not the watch, the band. Apple and Hermès says that this is a slimmer, more refined take on the iconic Grand H. Technical precision, material fluidity, butterfly clasp, all that fancy talk. And don't get me wrong, it does look gnarly. And coming from Hermès, a luxury house known for obsessive craftsmanship and some of the most elegant Apple Watch bands ever made, expectations for this thing are sky high, because this is easily the boldest band they've released to date. But here's the real question we gotta answer today. Would I rather buy this or literally 10 other Apple Watch bands instead? Or even a whole ass damn iPhone Air? This is just insanity. Let's find out if this Hermès band is pure luxury art or just a wild case of brand tax. Let's get started. All right, boys and girls, let's talk about the part that might make your jaw hit the floor. Pricing and availability.
Your bill, sir.
What? $100? Well, this can't possibly be correct.
Oh, my mistake, sir. Thank you for pointing that out. This is your bill.
So, this Apple Watch Hermès Satin Grand H isn't just premium, it's almost ludicrously priced at $999 USD. I'm not talking about $10, I'm talking $999 USD, straight from Apple. I'm telling you, that's not a typo, it's not a joke, that's the real number and doesn't even include tax, so make sure to budget for that too. And because this is Hermès we're talking about, a luxury house that never does budget, you get to choose your fit at checkout from small, medium, or large, and that's it. There's no Apple-style removable link system where you can tailor the band yourself. You pick a size and you hope it's perfect. So right out of the gate, you're paying $1,000 for a band with fixed sizing. And that fact alone is going to sway a lot of people before we even talk feel and comfort. As far as availability goes, it's stocked directly through Apple and Hermès channels. But like a lot of these ultra premium pieces, it's not exactly guaranteed to linger forever. So if you see this in stock and you're curious, you might want to grab it before it vanishes into the luxury band wild. And then that's when prices really get jacked up even more. Now let's quickly discuss my first impressions and how this thing actually feels on the wrist, because this is where reality kicks in. The very first thing you notice the moment you put this on is the weight. This band is heavy, and I mean that's immediately noticeable as soon as you put it on. By the way, for reference, I usually rock the small medium sport bands, and that size fits me perfectly with just one hole left for adjustment. Also, as another comparison, if you frequent the solo bands or braided solos, I wear the size 7s. So I ordered the medium Hermès Grand H, and so maybe that gives you an idea of how this would fit for you. And even with the correct size, you feel this band the entire time it's on your wrist. It's really hard to ignore. That said, the moment you look down at it, jaw-droppingly gorgeous. People are going to think you're rude as hell because they're going to see you keep looking at your wrist and they're going to think that you're in a hurry or being inconsiderate, but actually you're just admiring your Apple Watch setup with that gorgeous band on the wrist. This band pairs insanely well with the regular silver titanium Ultra 3 and the titanium Series 11s. If you have any of the prior stainless steel Series 9, Series 8s, those pair really great as well. Now I will say, slapping this onto darker casings, for me at least, the mismatch is too extreme. I understand there's a lot of people who love that contrast. I mean, just look at it slapped on to my black titanium Ultra 3. Yeah, it definitely grabs your attention. It's an interesting and unique setup. But for me, and in my opinion, the best colors are going to be on the lighter side. So think starlight, think stainless steel, silver titanium, and of course, the silver titanium Ultra 3. That is my number one pick for this band. It looks so good. Whatever you decide to pair it with, it's super clean, extremely unique, and it doesn't look like any other Apple Watch band out there. This is one of those bands that turns heads. People will stop you and ask you where you got it, and assume it's some kind of high-end mechanical watch bracelet. It's really bold and elegant, and it makes the watch feel like a full-on luxury timepiece. Now let's be completely honest about comfort over time, because this is not an all-day, everyday type of band. With how heavy this Grand H is, wearing it for a full day is a commitment, to say the least. Realistically, this is the kind of band you throw on for a dinner date, a formal event, or a night out where you want to look extra put together. Not something you forget you're even wearing. And I'm not gonna lie, once you finally take it off at the end of the night, that sigh of relief is real. I imagine this must be what it feels like for women when they finally take their bras off after a long day. Pure and absolute freedom. For daily wear though, I wouldn't recommend it. And as for the gym, absolutely not. This is probably the least athletic Apple Watch band you could possibly strap on. And then why would you risk scratching it up at the gym anyway? You should not be lifting weights, much less playing sports, or doing anything remotely active in this thing. It's heavy, it's metal, it's luxury. This band is built to be admired, not abused. Now, let's talk about the clasp and how this band actually moves on the wrist, because this is one of the strongest parts of the whole design. The butterfly clasp on the Grand H is completely non-intrusive. Once it's closed, it basically disappears. There's a subtle crescent-shaped contour that naturally sits on the underside of your wrist, and as long as you pick the correct size, it creates a secure, rigid fit without any sharp pressure points. Nothing digs in, nothing pinches, it just sort of melts into the underside of your wrist. And visually, this band is pure Hermès. On either side of the bracelet, you've got the iconic metal H motifs, and they're impossible to miss, in the best way. They instantly set this band apart from every other Apple Watch band out there. It's bold and unmistakable, and extremely on brand for Hermès, without feeling tacky or overdone. Pair that with the beautifully finished links that just adorn the entire band, and you'll notice Hermès and Paris engraved directly into the metal. Not printed, not painted, which just reinforces how premium this thing looks and feels. One thing I do want to be very clear about though, this band needs articulation. You should see and feel the links naturally moving with your wrist. If this band feels stiff or restrictive, your sizing is probably too tight. This band should not be constricting your arm. It needs a little bit of looseness to feel comfortable. When sized correctly, the articulation is smooth, intentional, and it genuinely feels like a high-end luxury watch bracelet rather than just another dingy, sporty Apple Watch band. Now let's talk durability, because when you're dropping nearly 10 Benjamins on a band, you want to know if it's built to last or just built to look good in photos. This Hermès Satin Grand H is made from stainless steel, the same high-grade metal you see on Apple's own metal link bracelets and a bunch of real luxury watch bracelets. That means it's strong, corrosion resistant, and built to deal with everyday wear. It's definitely not some fragile piece of bling. But now, let's be real and keep it 100. It's not indestructible. Stainless steel can take a beating, but if you're rough with it, you're gonna see some occasional scratches, scuffs, and tiny marks over time. It's just inevitable. Like for example, sliding it across a concrete ledge, banging it onto a car door edge, or dropping it on a rough surface, you're gonna notice. That's just how metal works, and a band this shiny is gonna show it. Now, if you do pick up some scratches or little imperfections here or there is a silver lining. You can get those buffed out by a professional metal polisher or watch jeweler. They'll take the little dings out and help restore that clean, shiny finish. Just know that that kind of service costs extra, and at this price point, that's a whole nother conversation altogether. But for normal daily use, sliding on and off desks, light knocks, casual life stuff, the stainless steel is solid and holds up quite well. It's just not indestructible, and it definitely rewards a bit of care and respect if you want to keep it looking pristine. So who is this band actually for? Simple. This is for the bougie Apple Watch enthusiasts who already understand what they're walking into when buying a luxury brand's band. You're not just paying for metal here, you're paying for sophistication, craftsmanship, elegance, and yes, the Hermès name. And anyone who already lives in the luxury world knows this going in. You're buying the symbol, the brand, the status just as much as the product itself. What you shouldn't do is buy this band if it's going to set you back financially. Because let's be real, this thing is insanely expensive. We're talking money that could literally buy you an iPhone 16e and an Apple Watch SE 3. And still have a little bit left over, which is absolutely diabolical when you really think about it. But, and this is the important part, you do get a genuinely premium product with insane attention to detail. The luminous, almost jewelry-like glow this band gives off in the light, the Hermès and Paris branding etched directly into the metal, and those iconic metal H accents on both sides that instantly let people know this isn't just another Apple Watch band. So in the end, this band is really for a niche audience, an audience that understands what they're getting themselves into. And like I said, it is a really, really nice present to yourself. It makes a great graduation gift. It also can make a really great anniversary gift. Just make sure that you take very good care of it and understand that this band is not for everyday use, so definitely not for sports. Definitely not for working out. It's for one of those occasions that you really just want to look a little classier, you know? But alright guys, that's going to do it for this review. Thank you all so much for rocking with me. We talked about the wild $999 price tag, the fit and weight, the comfort reality, the craftsmanship, which is top tier, and why this Hermès band is less about practicality and more about luxury, elegance, and statement-making design. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to check out my other tech videos, especially my other Apple Watch band reviews, because we've got a lot more heat coming very, very soon. And as always, don't forget to subscribe because this channel stays bringing you honest takes, premium tech content, and a ton of comparisons and reviews. That way you always make the best, most knowledgeable purchasing decision. That's been it for now, guys. I am clocking out, but I cannot wait to catch you all in my next video.